Ringy dingy dingy.
Ringy dingy dingy. Ra-da-da-do.
Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Yeah.
Ra-da-da-do. All right, guys, welcome back
Whoa.
to the Grown Up Kids podcast. I'm Jessie,
I'm Seth.
and we often quote The Office, even as our opening, before we introduce ourselves. So if you're not if that's not normal, then just
do it
get
more
used to it.
often.
Because it happens
out of paper,
frequently.
out of stock.
Friendly faces around the block.
Man, we should.
Looks from your chins that are causing you pain.
I just think of how seriously Daryl takes the whole thing, and it just makes me laugh because largely up until that point in the show, and not completely, but largely, he always seems so almost like he doesn't care what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then this opportunity for the commercial comes up, and I know some other things had happened with his character before that too, a bit more of an arc, but he cares so much and he puts so much into it. It's fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is one of my favorite characters in the show,
He's a great
especially once like he comes up to the office.
Yeah, he has that one. He has the office in the little like corner.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. So good.
Yeah. Well, today's episode
Let's go.
is about guilty pleasures that we have.
Yeah.
I kind of had a hard time thinking of these.
Yeah.
But
also the concept of guilty pleasures is just so silly because it's like if it's something that you enjoy, like you don't need to be, you definitely don't need to feel guilty. I don't even believe in feeling guilty.
Yeah, guilty pleasures is not a great term for it, but that's like the world.
Yeah, it's just like a common phrase for it. Yeah, for sure.
But we'll
things that you like. Right. It would be things that you like that could be either surprising or embarrassing.
I don't really know if mine are embarrassing.
It just could be. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, of course,
the song of the week.
I have been on a good kick of finding new music lately.
That's great.
Thanks to Caden's Discover Weekly, because they've been pretty good.
Nice.
Recently. And then they lead to like,
oh yeah,
I'm listening to his Discover Weekly, and then other songs come up, and so then I'm like, oh wait, this is really good.
Yeah, totally. It's awesome.
I sent you my Discover Weekly.
Yeah, it's
earlier
a great song.
this week.
Holy frick!
And it is "Gloves Off" by Wolfman and Tyler Ballgame. And it is so good. It's got like a little like you just kind of sit there and you're like, yeah.
Well, it's Jack. Oh, why can't I?
You said Jack. It's Jackie Boy. I was like, I don't know who that is.
Jack's. Oh gosh. Wow, I'm blanking right now. But it's Jack from Wolfpack.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Jack's
because it's Wolfman.
Yeah, frick me. Why can't I remember his last name?
Let's go look.
It's fine. But it's Jack from Wolfpack, and it's like kind of more of his like solo stuff.
Okay, well,
but
he gives no information about him in the bio, but maybe they will for Wolfpack.
That's actually incredible.
Nope, they have an emoji. That's it.
That's so good.
Anyway,
what emoji is the question?
The like bullseye with the arrow.
The target, like on target. Yeah. Let's go. That's Wolfpack is fire. Okay, let me just say this. I don't even know how valid this is because I actually haven't read up on it. But seeing as we're kind of from and grew up in and around Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Is he from Ann Arbor?
I'm pretty sure there is a link or a connection between Wolfpack and Ann Arbor, and then they have a song called, I swear, unless I'm dreaming this, pretty sure they have a song called Christmas in Ann Arbor.
Well, let's fact check it.
And then, or is it Christmas in somewhere else? Shoot.
It's Christmas in L.A.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Christmas in L.A. Frick me. As soon as I said it out loud, I was like, wait. I did want it to be Ann Arbor. There is a link between Wolfpack and Ann Arbor, though.
Something in a different album.
I'm almost positive. All right, I'll Google it really quick. Wolfpack, Ann Arbor. You know who I found out about Wolfpack from?
Nate Dornfree?
No.
Oh.
Joe Larson.
Oh, nice.
Joe Larson. Okay, yep. American funk band formed in Ann Arbor, Michigan in 2011. I gotta imagine these guys went to U of M or something, but
maybe.
Yeah, Jack Stratton. Duh. That's him.
Is duh part of his name, or is duh what you're saying?
Duh is duh. Like I couldn't remember his last name when I was saying
Jack Stratton.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking his last name started SK, but yeah, frick me.
I was thinking you were saying Jax Stratton, and I was like, oh,
the band members attended University of Michigan School of Music, 2011. You know what's interesting?
Wait, our friend Jason.
Jason was in their School of Music at the same time.
Does Jason know Wolfpack?
He might know these guys. He might just even know them like from a distance. But
they have like a lot of like brass instruments in their music.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And he specializes in that.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I would imagine he was in the School of Music at the same time. It's probably a big School of Music, but I'd imagine he at least like knew who they were, knew of them. They were there at the same time.
Ask him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I am going to send him a text after this episode.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, nice song choice. My song of the week is called Best Thing by Johnny.
I do like some Johnny. I like what's the one? The strawberry one?
Yeah.
What's that one? Strawberry Chainsaw?
Yes.
That's a good one. And then there's another one that's like really short. I think it's just called Intro.
Yeah, that was one of my past songs of the week.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I used it in an edit one time of Caden.
An edit of Aiden.
I was like, wait a second.
A edit of Aiden.
An edit of No. What's happening? His name's Caden.
Man, that's crazy.
An edit of Caden that I made for his birthday.
A edit of Aiden.
Oh my god.
No, let's just call him Aiden from now on. That's Aiden. Hilarious. Let's call him Aiden between now and Sunday when this episode drops, and have him be super confused why we call him Aiden for the next 4 days or 3 days or whatever. and then once the episode drops and he listens to it, he'll be like, oh, I get why you've been calling me Aiden for 4 days.
I can't keep a secret from him for longer than like 20 minutes.
You would call him Aiden a couple times and he'd say something. He's like, you'd just be like, it's because of the podcast.
Yeah, just have to listen to the podcast episode.
But I think it'd be really funny. I wish you had the stomach to follow through, you know.
It's my heart.
I wish you had the heart to follow through then.
I just can't keep a secret because I'll start laughing and then I'll be like,
yeah.
Nothing.
Boo.
Anyway.
That one clip that you have, it's like you were like messing with me about shaking my leg.
Yeah.
Boo.
That's why we don't sit on the same couch
I was like,
anymore.
why did I say boo that way? Even the way that I like move my mouth, like boo.
You look right at the camera, I think, too, when you do it. I couldn't stand it. You're just like literally the whole couch is like. I was like, okay, my gosh.
My whole life, this is the thing. You and Dad have such similar personalities, and then me and Mom have such similar personalities.
Yeah,
and so
it's the drummer in you.
Yeah, but then
I also do that with other stuff
right,
too.
There's moments where you have things like Mom and I have things like Dad too, but I just mean predominantly and my whole life, my leg is shaking, I'm tapping on something or whatever.
I do like this.
And eventually Dad would look at me and just be like, "Hey, cut it out." like not in like a, I'm mad at you way. He'd just be like, "Hey, doofus, cut it out." I was like, yeah, oops, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no.
But like,
I understand because I do that, but then like when somebody else does it, I'm like, come on, like you gotta be joking me right now.
Lame. Hypocrite.
I mean, if you told me to stop, I would stop.
I do a podcast with a hypocrite. It's fine. I'm joking.
If you told me to stop, I would stop.
Yeah.
But now we sit in separate chairs, so it's not a problem.
It's your prerogative.
We sit
whether
in
or not
separate
you want
chairs now.
Yeah, well,
ain't no thing.
Good. I could just let my leg go crazy.
Hop away over there.
Thumper. All right, well.
Guilty pleasures.
Puilty Gleasures. I don't know why switching the first letter of things that are in the same
that
phrase.
A lot recently.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Hayden actually has too.
Well, here's the thing. So the
weirdly enough,
on our staff at the church that I work at, the husband and wife that are the senior pastors that lead the place, their initials are JW, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they have the same last name, but they're JW.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another lady on our staff who her initials is JW.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I didn't know that.
And so we are joking that in order for our staff to come into alignment completely, let's all legally change our names. I should say it's not we were joking. I was joking. I made this joke, and it was honestly,
just like,
it slapped. Yeah. It slapped. But
nice. Okay.
I made the joke that we should all change our names legally to what our current names are, but just change the first letters of them. So like I would be Jeff Wickard.
Oh, so everybody's JW.
Right. Oh, everyone would be JW understand. Like they are.
Gotcha.
So then we had like Wednesday night service.
Jesse Wickard.
Jesse Wickard. Oh. But we had Wednesday night service and we played this game called Bamboozle, or some people call it Crud, around a pool table. And everybody in the game, I was just completely changing their initials to the JW thing.
Yeah.
And everyone started catching on, even though they had no idea what I was doing. So we got this guy named Vance, and I think his last name is Mangino. So I was like, Jance Wangino every time he'd do anything.
That's actually pretty funny.
No, it was just getting so many laughs. I don't know. It's just one of those goofy things.
Yeah.
Puilty Gleasures.
You gotta throw in some goofy things.
Or Puilty Gleasures. I don't know.
I like
it doesn't always work, but
I liked Puilty Gleasures.
Puilty Gleasures. Yeah. All right, sick. Let's get it.
Well, would you like to go first?
Yeah, all right. My first one, I feel like it's just a product of growing up with mom, but one of my guilty pleasures, I'm going specific, but it is a little bit more of a broad thing. The Sound of Music.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
The Sound of Music, just the whole movie is just such a vibe. Every song, it's like
you're opening up some more ideas of mine.
It's emotionally moving, but then also for me, I hate being sad. Like I can't, like it's just the worst. To be perfectly honest with you, it's the worst to be sad.
Worst.
And like I can appreciate how other people love to watch movies that like even end sad or whatever, and like that's so great for you. I watched La La Land one time, and I probably will watch it a second time at some point in my life because the movie was phenomenal. The music was so good.
You just gotta close your laptop during the epilogue part and then not watch the rest of it.
See, I can't really like watch a movie all the time or like keep going back to it because the way that it makes me feel in the end is just so tough.
But it's real life.
Sound of Music. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know how I got on that topic, but Sound of Music is a guilty pleasure. I freaking love every part of the movie. I love every song. Oh man.
That's a good one.
And like some of the songs from that movie are like people wouldn't even know, oh, that's from Sound of Music, especially like younger like kids or like whatever. But like, you know, doe, a deer, a female deer, Ray, so drop a golden sun. Bro, people be like, that's from the Sound of Music? You know, like, yes, get educated. Come on, let's sit down and watch this. And they
for 4 hours.
Yeah, but the intermission is nice. Go make some popcorn.
Yeah. That's true.
We used to have it on VHS. Do you remember?
Honestly,
it was in 2 tapes.
I should watch that soon.
It was in two. It was in 2 VHS tapes. You pop the first one in. It's like half the movie.
They've like either recently or are going to rerun that in theaters. They do that every so often.
I'm going.
You think so?
I would go see Sound of Music in theaters. In a theater, I would jump up and start singing with whoever I go to the movies with. That junk would be so fun.
Yeah.
Like imagine if you get a whole theater singing like.
It's funny, my friend,
you know, whatever.
My friend Sadie really loves that movie too.
Oh, it's so good.
And for whatever reason, I'm blanking on his name.
Dick Van Dyke.
No.
Okay.
He's not in Sound of Music.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking of Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but the guy that plays the main.
The general.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, he's also the old guy in Knives Out. He's in a lot of stuff. I'm totally blanking on his name right now.
Oh, tough.
But I would get...
Might as well be Dick Van Dyke. I'm joking. Totally different vibe.
I would get edits of him and send them to Sadie. Like, people would make edits of him in Sound of Music because they, like, think he's hot. And...
That's interesting.
And...
But, like, I get it.
Send them to Sadie and she'd be like, I get it.
Did I just say that a second ago, too? I get it. Like right before you said
that. Did you say that?
I think I did. I like hear it resonating in my ears.
What's his freaking name? Von Trapp.
Yeah, there you
go.
But
what's his?
I actually, this is not one that I know. I don't have a clue.
But yeah, I don't know. Which, to be honest, I do get it. He's an attractive man, especially in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
But, yeah, I would always get these like thirst traps of him.
That's funny. All right.
In the spirit of movies, I guess, because
we were just talking about movies. Yeah.
I'll do one specific one. I have like another group of movies that I would do. I'll say later on. But Dan in Real Life, obviously, I've talked about it endlessly on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I talk about endlessly in my life.
Yeah.
But the amount of times I've watched that movie.
Oh man.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, as a kid, we watched it plenty of times, but as an adult, my obsession really blossomed.
Which makes sense because there's things happening in that movie that like you kind of can be a little bit aware of as a kid or even like as a teenager, but you come into a real understanding as an adult. So that makes sense.
You really do. And I just appreciate it so much. Like I could watch that movie every day. And I wouldn't get tired of it. Like,
yeah, I don't think I could watch every day, but I will say I think that's a movie I probably could watch maybe once a week.
Yeah. See, that's
maybe
what
once
I'm saying.
every 2 weeks.
Like, if I go on my Letterboxd right now, the amount of times I've logged Dan in Real Life, I think I've logged this more than anything else. I've logged it 5 times, and that's probably not even only 5 times since 2022. And
logging it must not mean watching it.
Yeah, it is.
So you watched it 5 times since 2022. You just said you could watch it every day.
But that's how many times I've logged that I've watched it and felt like giving another review.
Okay, got it.
But like I've definitely watched it more times than that in the last 3 years.
Got it.
And it's a 5-star review every single time.
Well, yeah.
And I have a paragraph to say every single time.
You're hilarious.
Because it's the best movie that exists. Its kind.
Good. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, like there's like Christopher Nolan and stuff. And yes,
right.
But like, of its kind.
Of its kind, sure.
It's the best, and the music, the cinematography, the location, the actors, Steve Carell, everything about it is perfect.
Yeah,
literally everything.
The music sets the tone really well. All right. My next guilty pleasure. Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
It's okay.
Almost knocked over this lamp and this little table. My next guilty pleasure is girly alcoholic drinks.
Good one.
Yeah, thanks. Traditional manly drinks that, like you see people talk about in like movies or TV shows at least. And then
like a whiskey neat.
Yeah, like or like put some hair on your chest, or whatever. Like there's literal phrases involved with certain alcoholic drinks being like more manly or less manly.
Yeah.
And give me the less manly ones in terms of these phrases and
more
thoughts
sugar.
That exist.
Yes, please.
Yeah, for sure. Like
I love a mixed drink.
As the drink gets sweeter, I get sweeter. So yeah, buddy, give me the girly ones.
Mom's always so happy when you are over and she's like, do you want me to make you a drink?
Literally,
and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, she's always like, Seth, you want me to make you a drink? I'm like, yeah, give me what you got. And that anytime
you love your rum chata drinks.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Buttercups.
But.
Or cups.
Nice. Yeah. No, if it's pink or orange.
Little sunrise action.
Blue. Or whatever.
Blue curacao.
Give me a whole one. Give me a whole thing.
I'm a Moscow Mule girl.
Oh, they're so good. And those can be they
can be sweet.
I feel like those actually are looked at as, traditionally speaking, a little bit more of a girly drink, but it's a little bit more in the middle.
It's on the line, yeah.
It's a little bit more middle of the road, which is
nice.
But
I actually just had one at a restaurant nearby here and wasn't good. It was way too bitter. I don't know what they put in there,
restaurant?
But Da Francesco's. It's over on Van Dyke.
Gotcha.
Like 23 or something.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't very good, but generally, like, give me like a cherry lime, cranberry lime, ginger Moscow Mule. So delicious. So delicious. I will say, I don't like rum.
Yeah, I think you're crazy for that, but it's okay.
I just can't get behind it. There's something about the aftertaste that I'm like,
Pina coladas, man. I tell you, strawberry daiquiris. I tell you what, I'm just there.
Strawberry daiquiris not rum?
No, I'm just saying in general, like more girly drinks.
Got it. No, yeah, you're right.
Give it to me.
I love a good strawberry dac.
You go on a vacation, a
straw dac?
cruise or whatever, and you get a Miami Vice, which is a mix of a pina colada and a strawberry daiquiri.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
It's swirled, so it's like red and white swirled up together. It looks like the girliest thing you could drink. Give me another one.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my next one. This is like the only true guilty pleasure I could actually think of.
Okay.
Watching people's Disney vlogs.
Yeah.
Which I think I've mentioned probably before, but like I have been an avid Disney vlog watcher for a decade, let's say. I love
What was that?
Was a bird in your throat?
Yeah, it was like
oh my gosh, there was like multiple people.
Why did it sound like it was like a guitar string that has snapped and it's kind of like flapping in the wind inside of my lap. That was crazy.
Wait, that was insane. Clipping that one. Maybe we'll go viral again for a strange noise.
No. Crazy.
Yeah, no. I love watching people's Disney vlogs. I can't explain. I mean, people also feel this way, but I love Disney World. Stop looking at me.
Same. I agree with that.
I love Disney World.
It's fantastic.
And there's like lore behind the Disney vlogs that I watch too, because there was this one couple that I used to watch, Jade and Matt. And
Jade and Matt fans, please stand up.
They're from the UK.
Okay.
That's like part of the lore of the Disney vlogs I watch. Majority of them are couples from the UK.
Interesting.
Because they come for, like, they're obsessed with America. They're obsessed with Disney World, and it cracks me up. And they come for like 2 weeks or more because it's like a big deal for them to come. So then they like stay. They go to Target, and they're like so amazed by Target. And they like think I remember the one time they went to IHOP in one of the vlogs, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, our favorite restaurant in America is IHOP." And I was like,
IHOP,
yikes, but that's so funny. And then they'll buy packages of like the thick sugar cookies at the store. And take them home with them because they're like, these are the best sugar cookies. They're the best cookies in the world. And we can't get them in the UK.
Wait, what are they called again?
Sugar cookies. But
okay,
I
I
just think they're so funny. But Jade and Matt have like fallen off the face of the earth because years ago they had been like together and then married for like almost 10 years. And they're maybe only like your age. Like they got married really young and stuff. And she posted, and one day like he just up and left her.
Whoa.
Like
what?
They were married, had a home together, all this stuff, and he just like left her.
That's really sad.
And so she like stopped filming, her channel's gone. And genuinely I think about her every once in a while, and I've like scoured the internet to just make sure, like, is she alive? Is she okay? Because he posts on Instagram like all is well. And like she literally fell off the face of the earth. But then I found another British couple. Actually, he's Scottish, she's British. Sophie and Dave. That now they have a son, and they used to go to Disney all the time, and I watch their Disney vlogs. And he's like on West End, so now they've been going less because he's literally in London all the time, and so they're like not together for a lot of the time. But they're married and they have a kid, and they're a really sweet, cute couple. And then there was like another couple that I would follow that are from the UK too, Sophie and Tom, and they would literally go to Disney for like a month. They would go to Florida, and they would like start on a Disney cruise and then go to Disney World, and like for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
It was insane. I was like, what job do you have that you have that kind of money?
Yeah, that would be
But it was crazy. I can't get enough. Like anytime I'm doing something around the house, usually I have somebody's Disney vlog. I totally forgot to mention my people right now. Brogan and Benji from the UK. They're my people right now for Disney vlogs. Like, I go hard on their Disney vlogs. Brogan is the girl.
Got it.
And Benji is the boy. They're awesome.
That's a cool name.
They're literally the best. I love them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fire.
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Disney vlogs. Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
love me some Disney vlogs.
My next guilty pleasure is building Star Wars Lego sets,
nice.
Which I talked about. But just, like, I don't know. It's funny because there's times where I'm like putting the Legos together, and like I do it with Jude, but then I also have done it by myself. And there's been multiple nights over the last few months where I kind of like got back into this for the first time since I was 7 or 8 or whatever, that like I stay up until like 3, 4 a.m. building this Lego set to finish it. And like the whole time I'm like, man, is this dumb?
It's not dumb.
But it's not dumb because I have so much fun.
I feel like every guy I know now does it. I didn't realize it was a thing for adults.
Yeah, I didn't really
until I was dating Caden, and like Caden loves Legos.
Yeah, they're so much fun.
I've probably bought Caden like 5 different Lego sets in the time that we've been dating.
It's just crazy.
It's crazy. We have 2 Lego sets on our registry.
I ended up like Instagram Reels started, like my algorithm started being heavily influenced with all these videos of people buying and building Star Wars Lego sets, and I was like, I've made it in life.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
No, literally.
So much fun.
Well, Star Wars Legos, yes, but then on our wedding registry is the Porsche 911 white Lego set that's like $160.
Mm-hmm.
And the Home Alone McAllister's House Lego set that's like $350.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody's reel the other day that they put the like big what is it, Star Destroyer Lego set on their registry, thinking like it was a joke that the guy like logged in and did it.
Yeah, he got it.
And someone bought it for him and it was like $650 or something.
No, it's a big deal.
So I'm sure probably we'll get at least one of those Lego sets.
Yeah, I hope for you.
Fingers crossed for me, it's the McAllister's House because that's the one that I actually want.
Yeah, low-key, that is cooler than the Porsche.
But Caden's wanted that Lego Porsche for like so long, so I feel like he's got to have it at some point. So
I feel like there's also a greater chance it gets bought because it's less money.
Yeah, it is. But like, think about it gets to Christmas time and we're in our first home together in our new house, and we can do the McAllister's Home Alone house Lego set. And
you would save it until Christmas?
Yeah, because it's Home Alone.
Wow, I know I do not have the
watching
restraint.
Home Alone.
I get it.
Doing the Home Alone Lego set, and then you have it out for the whole Christmas season.
You don't have to pitch it to me. What I'm telling you is...
It'd be such a vibe.
All right, well then, here, I'll just jump into my next one because it basically makes sense right now, even though I know if we were going back and forth, it's technically your turn, but I use every dollar of spending money that I get literally almost right away. It's just like I can't, like...
Can't help yourself? Burns a hole in your pocket?
Yeah, pretty much. I see opportunities. I see opportunity to go get food with a friend. Bro, let's go. There's 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe pay for them. There's 25, 30 bucks, whatever. Or I see like a sweet Lego set and I'm just like, yeah, dog, it's 60 bucks. It's a steal. Like, let's get that, like whatever.
Steal.
And, especially if the brick per dollar price is like a solid value. Like is
that how you measure it?
Well, that's a lot of times how they're priced. Like,
no way, I didn't even know
that. It's
not
one brick per dollar, but if
I guess that's why the Millennium like the Death Star is like $900 then.
Oh yeah, some of those crazy ones, like the value actually gets like you're like, oh wow, the more expensive they are, the way higher value of like brick per dollar. It's phenomenal. But then you get to the cheaper ones and it's like it's a way worse value, but it's like, well,
but it's
I'm
fun.
not dropping $1,000 on this right now. But anyways, I spend every dollar spend money I get, which coincides with if I were to buy a Lego set, sorry to say, if I were to buy it like now, like March, June, I mean, I know that you guys would be getting this in September.
Christmas, though, but like
I'd get it, but I wouldn't care. I'd build it and I'd put it somewhere and be like, I can't wait to take this out again at Christmas. But like, I get it. I'm looking for the next opportunity to sit down for 4 or 5 hours, which for me means into the middle of the night, making it happen.
Real quick, you have a hair coming off your head that is long, and I'm like, all I can do is look at it. Yep, and just pull. Yep, you got it. This coincides with this, one of my guilty pleasures.
Okay.
Lego Star Wars, the game.
Oh, nice.
I can't explain phenomenal. It. I could sit there and spend... What? Do you almost swear?
I think I just mispronounced the word phenomenal.
What'd you say?
I
heard
don't
it right,
know.
But there was like an F somewhere in there extra.
I think
phenomenal.
I think I might have said something along the lines of phenomenal or something.
We'll have to hear it back.
Yeah, and maybe I said it right and my ears just were totally thrown for a loop, but yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Anyways,
I just love Lego Star Wars. It doesn't matter like what movie it is. in like the whole saga, but I think it's any Lego Star Wars or any Lego game, because the Harry Potter one is also really fun. Yeah, but Lego Star Wars is like peak childhood and peak adulthood because it is so fun. That's like one of the
Puilty Gleasures.
One of the things Caden and I, we haven't done it in a while. We were doing a lot more, I feel like, around Christmas time, but that's like an easy, like we don't really know what to watch. Mm-hmm. Let's just play Lego Star Wars. Mm-hmm, and we just sit there and then all of a sudden 3 hours goes by and you're like, oh, we probably should stop.
Yeah, heard. Again, kind of along the same lines-ish, just so we're moving along this. Puilty Gleasure for me would be animated shows. Like there's some animated shows that I rewatch and like
Clone Wars.
There's the Star Wars ones, Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch. I watched The Resistance one time. It wasn't the worst thing, but I don't know if I'd ever watch it again.
That one's like a little more.
My kids watch Young Jedi Adventures, which is like, no, I wouldn't say The Resistance is for little kids, but it maybe is not quite on the level. And by not quite, it's definitely not close to the level of Clone Wars and Rebels or Bad Batch. But as far as another animated show that is fire, and I don't know how I waited so long because I just watched this for the first time last year, but it was one of the greatest shows I've ever watched, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh my gosh. I still haven't watched
that one. Probably won't.
Yeah, but like low-key,
I know.
While watching it in the first couple episodes I was watching, I was like, why do I'm 30 years old or 29 years old while I'm watching this? Like I feel like this is probably would be frowned upon. Like I'm spending my free time watching a show that everybody else my age watched when we were 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever. But I didn't care and I just watched it. And after the first few episodes, it was so good. I just didn't even care anymore. And now like I shout it from the rooftops. Like I didn't watch it till I was 29 or 30 years old. But like huge fan. I don't feel any shame. It's just fire. It's just so good.
I haven't hit that point where I'm willing to watch it yet.
I get that. I get it.
In the spirit of shows and movies, bringing that back around, we're gonna enter my British period of things, because one of my guilty pleasures is probably just things that come out of the UK in general. Let it be Love Island UK. That is a massive guilty pleasure. I just finished Love Island UK All-Stars Season 2, and I felt like grief that it was over. Like I was like, I'm attached to these people. And it's like significantly shorter than the normal Love Island UK seasons. And I was like,
it's ridiculous.
I want to live more life watching these people, but I can't, other than TikTok. It was like the best group of people this past season. But in general, Love Island UK, period, is like, it's not good. Do I recommend you watch it? No.
I won't ever watch it.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not saying you should.
Yeah.
But it is a guilty pleasure of mine, and I do deeply enjoy it. Like it's like a high watching that show, because it's just crazy. Cara and I will both watch it, and like in tandem, even though we're far away from each other. And like we'll sit there and be texting like back and forth like for like 30 minutes over just like the craziness that's going on.
Nice.
And it's so fun.
Traders UK is 1,000 times like better than Traders US.
Okay, but you watched season 2 of Traders last, like with Ekin-Su.
Yeah, I've seen all the seasons of the Traders.
Ekin-Su is like a legendary. Okay, well, she was on the last season of Traders, not the current season, and she's from Love Island UK, and she won with this Italian guy Davide, and then they broke up like a while after, and she's like a Turkish soap opera star. And she's like so dramatic and crazy, but I love her. And she was so calm on Traders. Like I was like, who is this?
Why did you sound like that?
What?
But I love her.
I love her. And
love her.
Okay. And I don't know what you're talking about.
But I love her. You honked while you're saying
You honked.
You honked.
All right. Sorry.
It sounded like for a moment a goose was like I'm going to take over these 2 words and then I'm going to leave.
I don't know why.
But
okay, well, you had a bird in your throat earlier, so anyway.
That was before we started the podcast, so it was all good.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It was on the podcast.
Nope. A bird?
When you did that weird noise?
Oh, that.
Yeah, that was on the podcast.
Got it.
Anyway, all that to say, she was just on the All-Star season, and she was one of the finalists with this other guy, Curtis, that's pretty legendary. And it was absolutely a pleasure to watch. I wouldn't even call it a guilty one. So, it was really good.
A pilty one.
Pilty pleasure. It was just a pilty.
I love long showers.
Oh, yeah, so do I.
Love long showers. And I feel
Scalding
like
hot.
That's probably a pretty normal thing for people to love. But I think the reason it's a guilty pleasure of mine, and it's weirdly, I never purposefully do it. I never go into the shower going, I'm going to take a nice, long, relaxing shower.
What's long, minute-wise, what's long to you? 25?
Does long mean not normal?
Just tell me what what a long shower is to you. Are you going to say like an hour?
No.
That wasn't a confident no.
Oh,
I'm sorry, 55 minutes?
A normal shower for me, of being like in the water of the shower, I think is like 25 to 30 minutes probably.
A normal shower.
A normal.
Not a long shower.
Correct.
So a long shower is how long?
But
over an hour?
To me, a long shower is probably like 45.
Okay.
Plus. But what I mean is, I recognize that my normal showers are long showers.
I think both of us just do that though.
Yeah, I think
we grew up doing that.
I think we grew up in a house that like nobody really cared, and
yeah, there's only 2 of us, so there was no like, hey, like, hurry up, get out of the shower.
Then we were always just pretty independent. Like mom and dad didn't need to tell us to do it.
Yeah. Also, we like being clean, so it wasn't like we were like forced. Like, hey, you need to take a shower today.
Yeah, and
I don't think they ever said that to us.
Yeah, right.
I've never
at least not
heard
once
those.
we were old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just love long showers. I don't get in the shower with the intent of being in there for 30 minutes. It just
temperature wise though is like scalding hot. Like steam?
It's definitely not scalding hot.
Oh, really?
I'm not
I want my skin to almost be burning off.
I want it to be hot, but I don't want it to be scalding hot. Like, Kiana takes scalding hot showers.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just like, yeah, pain's not fun.
It's not pain. It's so nice.
Pain is not fun.
It is pain when you first like feel it, and then you have to like turn it down a little bit, and then you're like, wait, this isn't hot enough. So then I go back, and then I'm fine.
You're all crazy.
No, it feels so good. I guess going along with that, kind of same idea, is my like morning and night routine is a guilty pleasure to me. I love my morning and night things that I do every day. And I don't like when they're disrupted, and I don't like when I can't do them. I'm fine. Like, it's not that big a deal. I obviously am like still have a good attitude and survive.
Yeah.
But like, I love when I'm home alone and like I turn the fan on, I turn the lights off, I turn my lamp on, I do my skincare, I make a specific kind of tea in the night, and I make a specific kind of tea in the morning.
Nice.
And then I like read my book, blah, 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 like all these things. And it's just, it feels so nice. It feels so nice. Yeah. I have a very specific order I do everything in. And like, I guess that's the one thing about marriage that I'm like, I hope that remains. Because like, I don't want it to be thrown off. But obviously it's the sacrifice I don't care about making if it does get thrown off. Okay, big deal. I'm married and with Caden, which is amazing. So it's not going to be a problem. But like...
Yeah. It's really interesting to hear you say all this because...
I didn't used to be like this.
Because we're brother and sister. And we grew up in the same house. And so obviously like, and we all know, it's not, like everybody knows, like you could grow up in the same house and be completely different than your sibling. Mm-hmm. We're similar in a lot of ways. And like, I just couldn't really disagree with you more.
Well, I didn't used to be like this. This is a development that has happened probably in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Which like, I guess...
Like, I used to be very non-routine, just do whatever happens that day. And now...
Routine is the thief of joy.
No, I love routine now. I like spontaneity. And I like that
really
part
nice.
of life.
Can I just say the way that synced up was crazy?
Was good. And
because it was the beginning of my sentence and it was the end of yours.
Yeah, I know.
I like spontaneity.
The end of mine.
No, it was like the end of that.
You're right.
Clause.
But I'm trying to not give you room to interrupt me. That's what I was doing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, spontaneity is. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but like I do love that, and I love just being like, oh, we should go do this or whatever.
Do you though?
Yes.
Okay.
Not everything has to be down to the wire, but.
Yeah. Okay.
But when it comes to the things that I can control about my morning and my night, just like when I'm waking up and when I'm going to bed, just those 2 time periods.
Just hold it.
I love it.
Hold it more loosely. Just hold it more loosely.
It doesn't affect you at all, so no.
No, I know. It's just advice. Hold it more loosely.
I feel like I do actually hold it pretty loosely because it does ebb and flow.
Don't hold it loosely.
I'm not. It does ebb and flow. I'm just saying when it gets to be the way that I want it, I really enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
You hold on to it pretty tightly.
No.
I'm just messing with you.
But like I told our mom, like the day of our wedding, because we'll be at our aunt and uncle's, I was like, and the night before, I was like, I'm going to bed at 10. I don't even want to hear a peep out of you about that. I'm going to bed at 10. And when I wake up the next...
the fuzz off my sweatshirt because I can't even relate to you anymore.
So I don't normally go to bed at 10. I literally went to bed last night like 1 a.m. But I'm just saying that night, I will be going to bed at 10. And when
it's only one of the greatest opportunities for partying in your life with your best friends.
No, the next day is that. Then on the wedding day, I told my mom, I was like, I will be waking up and taking a shower and going outside after I have made a cup of Barry's black tea with lemon juice. And I will sit on the deck for at least 25 minutes and I'll drink my tea in peace before anything else happens.
Sorry, I fell asleep while you were telling me all about your routine.
I literally don't care.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
I love my routine.
That's fair. I know. It's such a simple thing.
Like I don't need all the fuss. I'm literally just asking for a cup of tea.
You don't need all the fuss.
It's a cup of tea.
Blackberry tea.
Blackberries tea. Which let me bring it back to.
My God.
It's from the UK. Which I'm going to then segue into my next one, and I'm going to let you go after that. A definite guilty pleasure of mine is period dramas, like British period dramas, Regency era, like Pride and Prejudice, Emma, any Jane Austen.
Sense and Sensibility.
Yeah, nice.
Nicholas Nickleby.
Yeah, which that's not Jane Austen, but yes.
Emma.
Yeah.
Jane Eyre.
Yeah. No, good job.
Thanks.
All those and more. And now, like,
and more.
There's like well, yeah. But like, there's other ones that have come out too. But there's this one that's kind of like it's like making fun of people that are obsessed with that stuff, and it's called Austen Land.
Oh yeah.
And when I did online school in high school for the end of high school, and we lived in Dexter, I would not do school, and I discovered that movie with Mom actually. On a trip, and literally we watched it on a plane, and then when we got home from that trip, I bought it on Amazon Prime and I watched it, and I can't explain it because I haven't done this with almost any other movie since, but like I finished the movie that I at that point had already seen once and just started it over from the beginning and watched it again immediately. And I did that often with like any of those movies. Like Pride and Prejudice, I've probably seen just as much as day in real life. Like
it could be my favorite movie on earth and I will never press play right when it ends.
I don't understand what my hyperfixation is about those stories, but like I don't do it anymore. But there was a time like before I had ever dated Caden, like I think it's just because I was like, I just want to be married and in love and like that probably like late teen years.
Sorry, that was childish.
Yeah. Well,
but also
late teen years.
It's kind of my personality, so it's fine.
I was obsessed. Stop. You're like the brother in Surf's Up when he's trying to talk and he's just making exactly that noise in the background. Cody's me. Let me be me. And
well, you gonna go up to some surf competition?
Anyway.
Why do you want to talk to him? Sorry.
Shut up. And all that to say, I would go as far as to reading Pride and Prejudice fan fiction. And that's probably the most embarrassing thing I could admit in this, is that
is the worst on either of our lists.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. But like, I would devour Pride and Prejudice fan fiction.
It's interesting.
Modern day retellings, old time retellings, like gender swap, like I read it all.
Gender swap?
Like where it's like the guy
Mrs. Darcy?
No.
Darcy?
No, it's like Elizabeth is the rich, like, one with all the money and is really pompous, and
Mr. Darcy's a part of a solid family.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I know, I've literally, like, stories about the sisters, like, spin-offs, like, all of it, I've devoured. Yeah, I will admit, I have told very few people this.
You wrote one.
Very few. I did.
Oh, God.
I did write one. I've literally only told, like, one person. I've told Cara that.
That is the biggest Puilty Gleasure I've ever heard of in my life. Honestly,
I'm not even gonna lie, though. It was, like, really good.
Okay.
Like, I've read it back before, and I've been like, okay, this is, like, decent.
Oh, gosh.
So anyway, that's like my most embarrassing one.
Yeah.
But I stand by it. Honestly, I would do it again.
Yeah,
so.
double down.
No, I am doubling down. I love that. The Pride and Prejudice, top tier story. Thank you, Jane Austen.
Double down. I can basically wrap up a few of my last few, like, in one fell swoop.
Okay.
I play a phone game called Last War. I mentioned it before, but I used to play this phone game, and I played it for like 3 years straight, or maybe it was 2 years. Every single day, hours a day. It was back when my life had very little responsibility.
Contest of Champions.
Marble Contest of Champions. And I was a part of
You got all of us into it.
I was part of a banger alliance, and we were cooking. I mean, we were like, I think we were like a top 100 alliance in the world, and you know, I was really dumb with my money, and I would like spend money on the game all the time, and it was crazy. So in this current game that I'm on, which I hadn't played a phone game like this in a long time, but Last War, I've been playing for almost a year, and it's way more chill than Contest of Champions was, and requires so little time in comparison, which is great. But I'm in server 430. So if anyone that plays Last War that's in server 430, if you're around, Fivered, that's the name of our alliance. I always say Fivered. I wonder if other people call it 5RD because it's the number 5, then the letters RD. But shout out, let's go. What's up? But yeah, so all I know is Last War. It's fire, and every time I play it, I feel like a nerd, and I always feel weird. Like if I ever want to pull up the game and I'm like in public, I turn my phone screen brightness like all the way down because I'm like, yeah, if someone sees me playing this phone game, like I'm just gonna look like such a lame-o. But like I guess like I don't care. I keep playing, but
you
I
obviously
care.
Do.
Right. I think the point is I don't care because I keep playing because it's fun. And
no,
like
double down.
My account is a beast, but then like I do care because I turn my brightness down. So it's like both.
That's funny.
Pop is delicious. I want to be done with it.
Fun drinks is on mine too.
Yeah, it's just bad for you. So I want to be done with it. But it is a Puilty Gleasure. Like
I
it's
understand.
delicious, and we grew up drinking it. And like, and then I got to get it in check to the point where when I do drink it, I drink it like a glass.
Yeah, like it's a special occasion.
Yeah. So
thing,
I've actually recently I've gotten a lot better with it.
No, that's so funny that you say that because you know how I used to like literally drink Alani's like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't had one in a really long time. They came out with a new flavor and we saw it at Target, so I got it, had it, and I was like, I don't think I like these anymore.
That was well placed.
But I still hate that noise.
Me too. It's so childish.
I don't even think I like them anymore. I had it the other day. It was Strawberry Sunrise.
Witch's Brew? Oh, okay, got it.
No, Witch's Brew is only in the fall, unfortunately. I did tell Caden, I was like, I don't really want to drink them anymore, but I will have like one a season when Witch's Brew comes back out because it's simply too good.
It's simply too good.
But I had one the other day, and Celsius, like both of them I have now, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh, Celsius is not good anymore.
They're not good. They make me feel sick.
Low key, they do that thing to my throat that makes me feel like I want to hurl.
No, I had it the other day, and I had food too, and I was like shaking for hours. Like everything I was doing, I was like, like.
I feel unaffected by that side of it. It's just that I think
I used to.
gross.
I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden now I have them, and I'm like,
yeah, it's tough.
Even most pop, like I have now, and I'm like, yeah, no, I do for whatever reason lately. Not even about the fact that it's like 0 calories or something. I don't know why. I really enjoy a really cold Coke Zero. Which I know you're gonna be like,
absurd.
Ick you.
That's disgusting.
Icky. But I know you.
Ick you. Ick you. You.
I know.
Ick.
I went into that knowing you were gonna hate that
Ick
piece
you.
of information.
Yeah, 0.
But it's way better than Diet Coke.
That opinion's rating
0.
out of 10. 0. Sorry, I'm not going to start adding that into my humor. That's brutal.
But I do love a fun drink. Like I love when a new fun drink comes out. I love trying it. I just love a fun drink.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My last couple Puilty Gleasures before we run out of time.
Sorry.
All right, and not that we.
I don't really have any more. So
no, I know that's great. Pop, fun drinks.
I do have one more, but
let's see. The Redwall books by Brian Jacques.
Oh.
These are like these fantasy books, and I love reading them. I haven't really made time to read them in a long time just because of time and whatnot, but I love to crack open a Redwall book and just start reading about the land of Redwall. And every time I do it, if there's somebody near me that sees me, every time, whether it's my wife or my sister, I get laughed at.
No, because do you remember when you first got married? You and Kiana were in that apartment on the west side of Madison.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I came over to watch The Bachelor with you guys. Or Bachelor, I don't remember what it was at the time. And we were in your guys' room because the TV was only in there.
Yeah, yep.
And it was on your nightstand. And like, I don't remember like why it built up so much, but I remember I was in tears laughing just from the cover. And like, it was something that was so out of left field for what I knew of you. I'd never even really seen you read like a book.
Shout out to my friend Roberto for turning me on to Redwall when we were graduating high school.
It was just so jarring to be like, you don't even really read books. And then to see a book on your nightstand that looked like The Tale of Despero, I was like, I was so.
It is, I mean,
it was like Reepicheep basically from Narnia. And I was like,
yeah,
I was beside myself with laughter.
The world of Redwall and these like fantasy, like these like fiction books, it is like reminiscent of, even though I don't think it's like derivative, but it's reminiscent of Narnia and like that world. And
and
the way animals are like inherently good or bad based on the species that they are and all
it
stuff.
It just caught me on such a silly moment.
Martin the Warrior, baby. Where are my Redwall fans at?
It was just like imagining you sitting in bed before you go to sleep.
I would do that.
With your little book, and there's like, I know that you're reading about a mouse. It just made me laugh.
It's not just a mouse. He's a warrior.
No, and I know that I do embarrassing things too. It just was funny.
Well, this isn't embarrassing, so. Okay,
anyway, my very last one.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. No. you've got 20 seconds.
I just my whole life I overindulge on snacks. I know it. I know everybody in the room. I know everybody in the room is like, "Dog, how are you still eating?" And I don't know. I don't know how I don't look pretty wildly different than I look. Must be a high metabolism or something. I'm thankful for that, even though I had no control over it. All I know is I just go crazy. I also eat a whole frozen pizza to myself every time I make a frozen pizza. That's a Puilty Gleasure of mine, like a Jack's frozen pizza. That brand specifically. Pop that junk in the oven.
We grew up on Jack's.
It is not for anybody else but me.
Yeah.
And my last one is I watch movies or shows while I drive quite often. And I feel like that's less embarrassing and more like people would be really mad at me for it. But I've been doing it since I learned to drive when I was 16. And I kid you not, I am probably, and I say this and I realize I'm going to sound like a jerk. Someone is going to dislike me for saying this, but it's just, I got to stay true to myself. Mm-hmm. I am better at driving while watching movies and shows than 90% of the population is at driving with no distractions.
Yeah. My very last one, and this one is another one you'd probably laugh at. I've been this way for probably since I had any sort of money that I could order things online with. But I don't know why. I love swimsuits. Like it used to be way worse way worse.
Interesting.
But like, we live in Michigan. We don't go to the beach often. I have almost no reason to own more than a few. And at this point, I really don't own that many. California maybe aided my guilty pleasure of owning more swimsuits because I was out in the water and the sun more often. But I've really no reason for it now, and it's less of a thing now. It used to be more of a thing. But yeah, I just like love having I love buying swimsuits. Like cute swimsuits. I'm like, yeah, I want to spend my money on that. Why? I don't know. Or like if a vacation's coming up and I have a reason to like get summery clothes or swimsuits, I'm like, absolutely, I'm taking that. And that's about it. I love a good reason to buy something.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
I feel like I have to find a reason. But like I'm like, oh, really. It's a reward. I did this. Now I can do this. Like I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what I did recently that I was like, oh, I deserve to buy myself something.
I try that all the time because my wife, Kiana, she's just in charge of all of our finances, right? So like, and I just we recognize from an early time. Seth finances, no. Kiana finances, yes. So she runs all of it. And like I'm so far removed from it. And by the way, this is something like she's okay with, and for the most part, and every once in a while, like we have conversations, and she like clues me into stuff.
It's not bad.
It's not like a thing where it's like I just put it all on her and say like shoulder the load, like
or like she's super controlling.
Yeah, it's actually neither. It's really healthy, but it's anyways. All that to say, I just didn't want to paint her in a bad light.
Yeah.
But
all good.
Yeah, she is a whiz with finance, like a whiz. Like I don't understand how we have the money that we have in the bank, because every once in a while I'll say like, how much money do we have in the bank? And she says it and I'm just like, humana? Like how is that even possible? I don't get it. That's crazy. But
she's working the black market.
And then I'm immediately like, we have that much in the bank? Let's go get dinner. Like, let's go do this, that. Like, this doesn't even put like a dent in a dent. Like, we're chilling. Let's go get some Thai food right now. And she's like,
Thai.
And she's like, that's not how we got here. Like,
Good job,
but then also she has times where it's like, hey, let's go do this. Like, she has such healthy body. But like, it's just like, I'm always trying to like convince Kiana over like the littlest things, the stupidest things, the things that don't even make the most sense, or they don't make any sense, where I'm just like, hey, like, whatever. I can't even remember the last example, but hey, like this tiny little thing happened. It went so right. Hey, let's go get dinner tonight. And she'll just look at me and be like, stop it.
No, literally, I'll find any inconvenience to be like, we deserve to eat out. Or like something happened. I think I took my food manager's license test, which cost money to take, by the way. I paid to take the class and the test and passed. Like college. And then I was like, oh, I deserve to like get myself some. I'm like, no, you literally spent money on the test. Like you can't spend money on, and you're spending money on your business. You can't spend money on something else. Why are you doing that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I've been in that mood this whole episode.
I was in
that
mood a couple episodes ago, so it's fine.
Yeah. Oh wait, I remember that.
Yeah, I was messing with you.
Yeah.
Is it rap?
I forgot about that.
Oh, also, can we just mention real quick before we end our episode how some YouTube account?
Yeah, it's like a paranormal activity account.
4.5 million followers or subscribers. It's called Nuke's Top 5 or something. Used our clip in their video, and we're like, this next clip comes from the Grown Up Kids podcast by siblings Seth and Jesse Rickard. And they're like used clips from our past episodes, not even that one, and like cut it together and like had like graphics of our YouTube, and like we gained like a crap ton of subscribers and followers and all these comments because people were commenting on Sunday on our new episode, not the sound one. They were like, came from Nuke's Top 5. I was like, what the heck is a Nuke's Top 5? And I like looked it up, and then 4 hours, like when I looked, it was like 4 hours ago, they posted a video, and I'm like scrubbing through it, and I see us, and I'm like, what the frick? And they like added like scary music under it, and they're like,
wow,
they've never talked about anything supernatural in any other podcast episode. And I was like, which also,
and then this happens.
Low key, we do, but it's just not the kind of supernatural they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then
not paranormal. Activity.
Yeah, I guess not paranormal, but then they're like, he says, and I showed it to my like future in-laws, and they were also they were laughing about it because that guy, whoever runs it, says in the video like, Jessie still to this day says she doesn't know what the sound is. And I was like, I don't remember like you asking me. Like,
well, our next episode was out.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was.
No, by the time that they posted that, our new episode like dropped at like the same time.
Oh, interesting.
So he would have had to edit it beforehand. But like, which also, if he would have read our TikTok comments,
taking creative liberties is just
no. It was. I'm not mad. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah,
like, it was just funny that like,
yeah, me too.
Jesse's still to this day. I'm like, it was just funny. I was like, whoa, weird that you're like saying our names and you're acting like we've like talked to you about it or like did like an interview. And I was like, this is so strange.
It was a very odd thing to just hear like a stranger's voice be like, Seth and Jesse Rickard.
Yeah, it was funny. Or like a few people have like stitched our video and like reacted to them watching it. And I'm like, this is bizarre to me. This is so bizarre that so many strangers have seen it. And then like another famous like a YouTube famous whatever stranger then even like put it in their video. Like I don't know, it was just a weird experience. Like I was like, this is just like strange.
Yeah it's odd.
It was just a silly feeling. Like I was like, well, this is so weird. Or like watching ourselves in somebody else's video,
right?
Which I know we're not famous. Like, I'm not delusional. But, like, it was, like, a tiny,
just kind of
like,
crazy.
minuscule glimpse of, like, is this what people feel like that actually are famous? That, like, see themselves in things all the time? Because that's bizarre.
Well, people that actually are famous must get used to listening to people.
That's got to be a weird experience.
Listening to people say their name, share opinions, and talk about their life.
Yeah,
and
as if they know.
Factual things from their life, even though the famous person has never met the person that's doing the talking. Right. And I know it's like, yeah, duh, bro.
That's like the world we live in.
Yes, like, how are you just having this thought? But I think on a not
tiny
famous
scale, we obviously know we're not famous.
Yes, not famous on the tiniest little scale of somebody simply saying my name out loud on a podcast, a narrator, voiceover type of thing, and I've never met that narrator, voiceover person. And it's like, it was just like a moment of like,
wait, whoa.
How does he know I'm a sibling?
Yeah, no, it's like as if we haven't been like putting out like 30 plus podcast episodes over the last year or whatever. Like,
wow.
It was like funny to me.
Yeah, just
all of a sudden.
It's way more than 30.
No, this is like 34.
Really?
I mean, we haven't been doing it for a year. Year's 52 weeks.
A year is 52 weeks.
We started in like July.
Can I just say something? First of all, I'm great at math. For some reason in my head, when you said this is the 30-something episode, my brain said, well, a year is 100 episodes and it's been over half a year.
Yeah.
But a year is not 100 episodes. I do know that there's 52 weeks in a year.
Which also, like, we have had a few stints where we, like, missed a week here and there because of just some, like, things, family stuff, this and that. So, well, but anyway, yeah.
This is probably
we're saluting if you're hearing the audio.
Yeah.
Seth's doing a really dramatic salute. So, he's getting all twisty up.
Well, I just think that is a guilty pleasure of mine, is to salute people in a pretty crazy way.
I like the salute emoji. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. I use that one a lot.
That's a pretty good emoji.
It is good emoji. Anyway.
What's my guilty pleasure emoji?
What's your guilty pleasure?
Emoji?
Emoji.
My guilty pleasure emoji is the 2 red exclamation points.
Oh, I like that one too. It's like,
We almost.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
should do that as a segment in a podcast of like recreate the emoji.
That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that's
it might get old after like 3, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Well, cool.
Anyway, see you next Sunday.
Adios.